Hello everyone, it's Ashwin Rao. I was debating what to title this video because what I have here is a beautiful pair of shoes, and this is a pair that actually is about 50 or so years old. It's from the 1970s and also demonstrates why you do not have to spend a ton of money in the shoe game if you want a high quality pair of shoes that is designed to last the test of time, as this is clearly demonstrating, and has a timeless aesthetic and appeal. This is the Florsheim plain toe Blucher, specifically in the 93603 makeup, which is this light brown colorway that you can see here. Has a classic dark brown edge dressing and a slight contrast stitching on the uppers. I've included some wax cotton rounded laces, and as you can see from the inside of the shoe has seen some wear, but using products such as Pure Polish with its high shine and natural paste wax polishes, as well as some of its cleaner and conditioner, or another brand such as Paul Brungard. Those are my two main brands. But I think I would title this video, How You Can Own a Quality Pair of Shoes Without Spending Thousands or even hundreds of dollars. You can pick a pair up like this for about $40 to $50. And if you spend a little time, effort, and some quality products in your bag, you can restore them and turn them into something that looks almost new. So the Florsheim 93603 is a 5 eyelet. You can see the blind eyelets here. Plain toe Blucher, meaning it has no cap toe. Blucher in that it has this particular paneling in the open channel lacing system style, meaning that there are flaps here that separate the lacing system or the facing from the remainder of the vamp and the toe box, rather than the Oxford, which has more of this V'd out profile with the facing essentially attached as one piece or one unit to the vamp. The plain toe Blucher is a derby style, meaning that it has an open channel lacing system, and really a beautiful, elegant model that has inspired many a shoemaker to try to emulate it, including current models from many a brand. And yet, this one from Florsheim seems to kind of hit all of the nice marks. This, I mentioned, is nearly a 50-year-old pair of shoes. You can see it has a really lovely colorway. Once I cleaned this leather up, got all the old polish off, using some acetone as well as some cleaning products such as 5-Ink Saddle Soap, I was able to initially recondition and rehydrate this leather. Then I basically worked over time to not only just clean the leather, but to restore the integrity of the leather, the shine, and give it some of its original luster. Now, as you can see, this shoe still has some of its original character. You can see some changes in the color in different portions of the vamp. But overall, for a 50-year-old pair of shoes, it's doing really, really well. This shoe came rather worn when I purchased it for $25 off of eBay. And what I was looking for was a leather that had no obvious cracks or fissures. Now this had just a little bit of wear along the edge of the collar here, but really nothing that was going to compromise the quality of the leather. I also was impressed that the original 5 nails were already still on this, and this is the original sole. I believe that this heel was probably replaced because most of these models had what's called a suicide heel, even though that's not PC these days. Suicide heel was basically a leather heel block which had nails patterned, as well as a V-cleat, which is a metal triangular piece that allowed you to determine the wear of your shoes. And that very characteristic nail pattern is not here, and it's been replaced by this ultra rubber piece, this back heel piece. So I believe that this was at some point rehealed, so to speak. And what we have is a shoe that's really made it through the ages. It's older than I am, and yet has a really sleek, clean appearance. It has a almond-shaped, slightly rounded off toe box, which makes it a very versatile style. It maintains a really high shine and luster once the clear polish products were applied. It has this nice contrast stitching that you can see along the upper, as well as this dark brown, almost black colored piping that adorns the edge and the collar here. That just makes for a really smart makeup. You can see that it has a Goodyear welt. This is a 360-degree split welt, just beautifully done. You can see the high level of stitch density as well as the recessing done here to protect the stitching over time so it just doesn't wear off with typical wear. There are some areas like right here where that leather has worn down and you're starting to see some of the wear on the stitching. But this is a show that was never resold and yet maintains a very, very high quality of just resilience. And so here is the other pair. This was done in a alpine style hatch green leather. That's this type of pattern here. I believe this was a chrome tanned leather, not a veg tanned leather. Chrome tanned leathers tended to make their way to dress shoes for many, many years because they are more versatile. They hold a high shine. They're easier to tan and they take a quicker timeline and they hold this grain structure really, really well. You can see that over 50 years of care and then me trying to reestablish the quality of these shoes, the grain structure remains high quality and maintained. There's only a few little defects I can see right here, a little scratch there. But overall, for 50 years of wear, you're really seeing a high quality pair of shoes here. So for 25 bucks and maybe a couple hours of shoe care, you're going to get a really high quality of Florsheims that literally could be purchased for $25 and have some really unique features such as this serration pinking on the tongue. This is a type of quality with this higher stitch density, this attention to detail and craftsmanship that's going to cost hundreds, if not more dollars, if you were to get something comparable on the new market these days from a brand such as Grant Stone or Allen Edmonds or Carmina or Alden. You're going to pay a heavy price premium for a new pair. It's also going to last you a while, but may have lower stitch density, may have some lasts that are not as elegant as this Florsheim last. And I just think that this is well worth your attention. The 93603 can be had for cheap and is a really nice staple opportunity for those of you who are into rugged footwear and want something slightly dressier but still casual, slightly almond shaped but still American. If you guys are vintage enthusiasts or into Japanese footwear, these styles and this pairs and this brand, Florsheim, was an inspiration for many, many Japanese footwear manufacturers that are putting out really cool new models that harken to this era from the 1940s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and beyond. And here you have it, an original, a classic that has stood the test of time. Anyways, just wanted to bring you this before I started to wear these a little bit and enjoy them for what they are, which is a classic pair of vintage shoes that are still relevant in today's current footwear style enthusiast community. Hope you're all doing well. Take care and goodbye.